Greetings and namaste. My name is Siobhan. Thank you for tuning into my channel, Blu-ray ATF, which that ATF can stand for a number of things, including Andromedan Twin Flame, Angelic Task Force, and also the name of the Andromedan Oversoul, as it also begins with an A. So, I will be sharing several messages today regarding our moon, the crystal cavern, and our ancestors. I will also be sharing a technique to connect directly to the crystal cavern, which is the dimensional realm that all crystals originate energetically before manifesting on the intended planet they manifest physically. So all crystals have an origin. So the crystal cavern can also be perceived as the ancestors of all crystals. So the majority of the following message and technique was provided in an Angelic Universal Regression Alchemy session. So before we continue with the message, this particular crystal, the Malachite, wanted to assist in providing the message and also assist in clearing any, basically programming. A lot of the crystals have been programmed with dark energy. You also see this within the subconscious and our belief systems and our mind and what we're clearing. So we're all assisting each other as we're all consciousness and energy in clearing any negative infiltration and dark energy, as well as belief systems and programming of the subconscious mind, as the way that you control realities for the beings that are disconnected from the light that would like to control other beings is by programming the subconscious mind with belief systems, which when you're born into the third dimension, you are born into multiple belief systems and paradigms and constructs and social conditioning. So the Malachite. The Malachite basically assists with the subconscious mind. Malachite brings to light, which you hear often, a lot of darkness to light, brings to light ingrained programming and toxic beliefs. An amulet against pain. This is a powerful stone for emotional transformation. It stimulates the survival instinct. Unconscious programs or beliefs cause psychosomatic dis-ease. Go willingly into the depths. Therapy may be needed. Your deepest fears become your greatest gifts as hidden abilities come to light. Go where angels fear to tread to bring back insights for your own healing and that of others. So, of course, releasing belief systems, transmuting your shadows and entities, things of that nature. Detoxifying your mind, body, and emotions, and recognizing deep psychosomatic causes of dis-ease are a path to well-being, transforming your subconscious mind. So this crystal has, specifically as to assist with the message today. As we give the message of, it was a specific rainbow crystal that we connected to within the crystal cavern, which is a vibrational realm that we are all able to connect to. And we're being asked to remember. So we are being asked to remember and connect our crystals back directly to their origin for healing and charging within the crystal cavern. We have received a warning that it is not safe to continue to connect our crystals to the moon, as many of us has suspected or received messages that Mother Luna has been infiltrated and hijacked by dark entities and beings. Mother Luna is in the process of being healed and liberated from the dark forces, same as several other celestial bodies, including the Earth. The rainbow crystal of the crystal cavern has made it clear that the crystals, as all crystals have consciousness, do not appreciate being infused with dark energy or negative intentions. They have requested our assistance in healing the crystals as well as the crystal cavern itself. They stated, unfortunately, more dark ones from this dimension are aware of the caverns than those of us of the light. They are reminding us to remember and connect with them directly. So this same message applies to other celestial bodies and consciousness, including the earth. As we are multidimensional, it is wise when connecting to a consciousness or body that has been manipulated, altered, hijacked, or infiltrated with dark energy to either connect with the original vibration of the being or consciousness, or to connect with the original vibration before the infiltration happened, or to connect with the ascended aspect. Both processes will help to restore and heal and liberate that consciousness back to the light. So before we move on to the process, I'm going to share a message that came forward from the Earth Magic Oracle deck. And it's a message regarding the ancestors. Ancestors are those from whom we are descended, with a lineage that starts with our parents and grandparents and stretches back hundreds and even thousands of years. We carry our ancestors' bloodline and are connected to them both genetically and spiritually, in an underlying continuity of which we may only barely be aware. Although environment and circumstance contribute to shaping us, particularly when we're young, an innate thread of kinship exists that run the course of history for thousands of years and is contained in our bodies and in our being. You have within you the blood of your ancestors. You are deeply connected to your lineage. The most immediate proof of that being the physical resemblance you have to your mother and father, and perhaps even your grandparents. Yet beyond that, although unknown to your usual senses, you are connected to an ancestry that reaches back through the millennia, so millions of years. This is the line to call upon those ancestors, or this is the time to call upon those ancestors, those who are of your bloodline, as well as those ancient ones who have walked the land that you now walk. In many indigenous cultures, it is believed that the essence of your ancestors inhabits many of the physical aspects of the land. In other words, they are in the trees, the water, the air, the animals, the stones, their blood being in the very dirt and sand you tread upon. Next time you're outside, you allow your senses to open to those ancestors who abide in the physical world. And anytime at all, allow your heart to open to those spirits to whom you are related through your heredity and those to whom you are connected by virtue of the land upon which you live, as well as energetically and spiritually. It is also wise to understand and be aware that the ancestors are not limited to Earth. Many of them are of star origin, considered to be star seeds, and of course, the angels are the oldest ancestors. So again, when you are connecting to consciousness or planetary systems or the moon, the sun, the earth, Mother Gaia, it is wise to do one of two things: connect to those consciousness or those planetary celestial bodies before the infiltration, or connect to their ascended aspect. We have also gotten similar messages regarding Mother Gaia. We have to connect and tune into her original tune, her original song of nature. We've gotten the same thing about the rings around Saturn. Connect to the original sound and tune of those rings. Every planetary body has an ascended aspect, the same as you not only have a higher self, you also have a future self, as we are multidimensional. So even with that message, regardless of what is going on in your life, understand that you will get through it, you will survive, You will triumph as you have a future self. You can connect to that future self as that future self has essentially already experienced these timelines that you are experiencing and healing now. So let me see if there's anything else before I get to the technique. This one I'm probably going to keep short, as I want to stick to the message from the Crystal Cavern about the moon and healing the crystals, but I will do another like update that's probably full of messages. So okay, so you could do one of two things. As I have lots of crystals, and I know some of you have lots of crystals. If you are an individual that has lots of crystals, what I would advise is getting selenite. Like if you have selenite charging plates. Here's one example of a selenite charging plate. Here's the first selenite slab I ever owned. Here's another selenite charging plate. And I'll have to check, because I do have crystals that I sell. I may still have charging plates. You're welcome to message me. I can check for you, see if I have any for sale, or if you want to check out other crystals I have. So if you have a selenite charging plate, especially if you have lots of crystals, I would do the process with a selenite charging plate. Otherwise, you can do this process with every crystal individually. So if you connect your selenite charging plate to the crystal cavern, then you can essentially, sit, if it's a smaller crystal, you might be able to sit 3 or 4 crystals on here at a time to charge them and clear them, or you can do them one at a time, either way. But plain and simple, the crystal cavern would like us to connect directly to this vibrational space, which you have to feel for. You have to feel for it. You may see it and feel it within your third eye and your consciousness. You may connect to it. Basically, we're going to use the rainbow. We're going to use the rainbow energy, as the rainbow is going to be the transmitter to connect you to this dimensional realm. So basically, many of us, when we connect with other beings, it's often through the third eye. Like I've connected with a lot of dragons, it's often through the third eye, even unicorns, fairies, mermaids, other beings, a lot of times it's through the third eye. So that's what you're going to do. So you take whichever crystal you are clearing, you're going to place it at your third eye. Understand, when you're connecting to the crystal caverns, they want you to set and send love and light for its healing and restoration, positive intentions that you remember, these beautiful places and these realms, and connect with them on a more conscious awareness and basis. But like I said, they commented, or they expressed that too many dark ones have been connecting with them and filling them with dark energy. So they need to be cleansed and purged, as well as the crystals. So not even just your own personal crystals. There are crystals within every planetary body. Our crystals and the pyramids, they all align with the stars. There's a purpose to all of them. All of these beings and elements and consciousness and crystals need to be cleared. So we've been receiving messages like this, and I've gotten other messages on different sessions, including there was one that was a message from Lemuria and Venus that you can find on my page as well, that talked more about the pyramids, and as well as AI consciousness. If you want some clarification on that energy and consciousness that is trauma-based, it's a trauma-based consciousness. But messages such as that are on my YouTube channel. So basically, you take the crystal, you hold it by your third eye. It doesn't have to sit right on your third eye, but it can. It's up to you, But you want to connect to that rainbow energy, whether or not it's coming from your heart or directly out your third eye. But basically connect and imagine, visualize this rainbow energy connecting to your crystal and out to the higher dimensions. And you're just focusing on the remembrance and connection to the crystal cavern. And you're having the desire of the connection, the clearing, the healing, and the charging, the restoration of your crystals. But you want to clear them first. You want to send love and light to the crystal cavern. And this is another thing that, a lot of us are starting to understand more fully, down here from the third dimension. But energy, there's a flow of energy. And put it this way, like down here in the third dimension, it's pretty stagnant. But a conscious, continuous flow of energy is giving and receiving, appreciating, honoring each other. If you appreciate your ancestors, if you appreciate your loved ones, if you appreciate those who are assisting you, if you appreciate the crystal caverns, you send them love and honor them. And they send you love and honor you back and help with your healing as you help with their healing. That is like a continuous flow that all angels understand. All angels understand this. That also leads to another message I'll probably share separately. But generally speaking, it's also come to our awareness that this process is out of balance here in the third dimension, very out of balance. Whether or not it's connecting with the highly evolved beings on other planets, other planetary systems, or with each other. If you honor and appreciate each other, there's an exchange of energy. There's also an exchange of love within relationships and within families. So these are things that we're mastering. And connecting with the crystal cavern will help to do that, because you're sending the crystal cavern love and healing, and the crystal cavern is also reciprocating in appreciation and sending you love and healing back and to your crystals. So helping to connect these crystals to their original birthplace, to their original inception, to their ancestors, where they came from. So I would say just do this till you feel that connection, till you receive that confirmation from your higher self, from your angelic guides, from the Oversoul, from the crystal cavern. And you'll feel it, like you feel the energy within your third eye. And I would just sit there with it for a while with the intention of this connection, of this healing, of this restoration, and know that it is done. And you're just charging it. Energy's flowing back and forth between you and the crystal cavern. And clearing any impurities, any negative intentions, any trauma, any dark energy for your crystals and the crystal cavern. So just take some time to connect consciously with this dimensional realm. Again, if you own many crystals, I would use charging plates. And you can sit your bigger crystals on a charging plate, or you can get a bigger charging plate. But for the years that I've owned crystals, I actually use selenite charging plates. I rarely sit them out in the moonlight. I know some people, I've read things where people say, you charge them in the moonlight, you bury them in the ground, all this stuff. And just for my guidance, I've always found it easier, instead of trying to remember what you do with each particular crystal, it's just by sitting them on the selenite. That's what I've done for years. So I actually was not connecting my crystals to the moon anyway. But plainly, until the moon is healed, we have received the guidance to not connect our crystals to the moon, unless, of course, you use discernment and you are able and aware to connect to that ascended aspect of the moon. However, according to the crystal cavern and the original crystals, they've asked that we not do that. So just passing on the message. Again, with all messages, check in with your spirit guides, check in with your angel team, check in with your higher self and your oversoul. The more we do this, the more we ground truth and restore these planetary bodies and ourselves in the multiverse. So ultimately, integrating your higher self, so we're all receiving messages and bringing these messages forward and sharing them, is the goal to reconnect to source and restore this dimension. So also, we have the winter solstice coming up. 2019 is wrapping up. 2020 will be a very important year, as this one was, especially with healing and integration. We continue to have influxes on the Schumann resonance, which since the 13th, the 2 sites I'm aware of have gone down multiple times, which they're likely blocking information or not wanting us to be aware of the Schumann resonance, which we feel it regardless. Nothing can be kept from you. You can connect and ask for confirmation, explanations, things of that nature. There was something else I was going to say that kind of slipped my mind. Oh, also, because there's been so much speculation and confusion about the moon and even the sun bodies. I did receive confirmation that there's more than one moon. There's more than one moon that orbits the Earth. So it was also said that our controlling bodies, including NASA, they're still withholding information. You know, things of that nature will be revealed as everything is coming to the light. But you can connect to your higher self and oversoul to receive messages such as this. Same as I. We all have the ability to connect. So very important to continue on your integrations and your healing, as it is an ongoing process. So, wrapping up the year. If you are interested in a reading, want to know what things to be focusing on, wrapping up the year, what to be concentrating on, or what to expect next year. If you're interested in the Angelic Universal Regression Alchemy session, which is very, very beneficial in integrating your higher self, as well as removing lower vibrational energies, traumas, entities, implants, anything inorganic, portals that may have been opened that should not be open. Lots of things, DNA healing, lots of things can be done in these sessions, and they're guided by your higher self. So, definitely message me, send me an email. I'll provide it in the links below. I look forward to connecting with you. Keep up the good work. Keep going. Believe in yourself. You have more guidance than you know. Love you. Namaste.